Welcome back, hunters. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate G-Rank Edition. We're today to cap off the week of a couple of more... Well, to be honest, the first hunt was a general Gravios hunt, meh. The second hunt was an absolutely brutal Seltas Queen shredding. So we're going to kind of make it up for the Seltas Queen by taking her subspecies on this episode, which is the Desert Seltas Queen. We're also going to be taking out the Nightfall Blaster for a spin that has the 40% affinity on it. Although it does have a severe... Well, it might be medium right. Or right medium deviation. But I do have the Temper on, which increases the deviation of the bowgun for better damage. But the reason we're taking this is it has the 40% affinity, and it does have a 1, 2, and 3 capacity for Pierce. They aren't very... like high amounts, but with the reload speed being as quick as it is and the recoil speed is only being some, this might be a pretty potent piercing heavy bowgun to use. But yeah, we got the Harvest Tours unlocked, but what we are after is right there, the Pestering Pest, which is the Desert Seltas Queen. Now, I don't think I've actually really ever seen what Desert Seltas Queen looks like, so I don't know if it's just the colors different, or there's actually a little bit of model difference to them too. But we should be all set, so let's head out and just try taking her down. The bigger problem, I think, with this one is going to be dealing with Desert Seltas, because of the fact that it has the paralyzing stuff it sprays out. And with how regular Seltas usually is for... like being the turret on top of the regular Seltas Queen, we'll have to be very cautious in dealing with just where we position and watching the shots a lot more than regular Seltases. But I think considering how well we did with Seltas Queen, now I do admit the bowgun does not have the same raw capacity as the Mono Devil Blaster did, but it should still be pretty potent with the 40% affinity to it. And I still don't know what that critical point is where the affinity overtakes raw value. It's possible we are well past it, but I guess we'll see in a little bit of time here. Okay, so it actually doesn't really seem like there's... that much... Oh, she has a pin already. Okay, I wasn't expecting the sudden pin attack like that. Although this actually might be good, letting them, Oh. That's right, I think these two, or at least Seltas usually doesn't like, morphing up with Seltas Queen. So I think she's a bit more brutal than the regular variety is. Although that is quite the reaching claw attacks. And yeah, there we've already just saw. Ow. Okay, yeah, so she's moving out of the area because of the dung bomb. This one's going to be a little bit harder to read of a fight. But I am digging it so far. It seems like the tail's quite a bit longer on Desert Seltas Queen than regular. And that might be the only real difference aside from, like, the coloring that I can notice. Although... it might even be, too, that the front claws are a bit larger. Yeah, still has the tank blast, although I don't know if they're the same element or not. Oh, that was the head or the tail? That's the tail wounded, so, oh, that looks like it might have actually had a pretty big impact. Because I think that takes away possibly some of the reach that the tail had with the big pincers resized. Okay, and looks like the pin attack is just like a... almost like a charge in a way. Actually, that's something I don't know if we've seen yet, is... yeah, it's kind of weird how these two operate. But it looks like her charge is actually replaced with a standard pin. So basically, this is another monster where you definitely do not want to be in front of it at all. Avoid the cannon blasts, or basically the howitzer shells, since it is kind of like a big tank for a monster. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be as, like, charge happy as the usual Seltas Queen is. That might be... I guess whereas the regular Seltas has more of a spear tip for its horn. Nope. There's another part break. And I don't know if that was another part break or just a topple. Let the sand take us a little bit. And shooting into the ledge there. Yeah, it's not really that damaging for... like, as we've been getting hit... oh, there's another break. I think that was another one of the... oh, it looks like back leg. It is a little bit of chip damage coming out, though, so... you have to mind, because if you get hit by enough of those, they will slowly drop you down to dangerous territory. And is she moving on her way somewhere? I think so. Okay, if that's the case... yeah, they're splitting up, so I think she's changing areas. He'll probably go with her. Ow. God, I think regular Desert Seltas is more dangerous than the Queen. Okay, although he'll probably be changing areas in just a moment here. Yeah, there's the... area switch there. Although, I don't know where he's going, because I thought she came back this way. Yeah, she did. So, I guess he just has to go to that place to fly out of the area? Yeah, there's another leg broken. Oh, and there's actually, I think, the first proper charge she's done. Nope, and knocked over. Yeah, as long as you basically stay out of directly in front of her, you're going to be sitting pretty well for taking her on. And then just do mind, her little partner. Ow. The paralysis abilities of her partner, and then it's not too bad dealing with her. Oh, I think she might be going for food. Nope. Okay, I managed to stop her before she's going to finish whatever that was. Oh, there was another pin. Yeah, I forgot my own advice to give you guys, which was not to stay directly in front of her for too long. Ooh. Though if that charge hits, dang, that is damaging. Okay, but that's remedied already. Yeah, so she'll be digging him up in just a moment, I'm pretty sure. And she's already limping her way out of here. So yeah, I think the Mono Devil Blaster actually probably would have been faster than using this one. It does have nice, maybe not the highest amount of pierce capacity to it, but the affinity, I think, does help quite a bit. It might actually be on good competition, despite the, like, 100 lesser raw. That 40% affinity really does help kick in a good amount. And do mind the reverse. Oh, okay. They both like pinning attacks, don't they? It really does seem to be they are more manageable just when they're together. Oh, still managed to get us despite. Yeah, there we go. This is actually the funniest thing. You think they'd be more dangerous combined, but when they're combined, at least it's easier to keep track of what both of them are doing. And just like that, that was Desert Seltas Queen. Not as bad as I was expecting, but it definitely is one, if it does the proper charge, it can do some pretty damaging attacks. Oh, really? Ah, Runa, you pain in the butt. You couldn't have done that a little faster? Okay, at least we got all the carves I wanted to get off done. Seltas didn't at least stop us from getting that. Yeah, I think he's more dangerous of the two. Like, for regular Seltas, it's definitely, or regular Seltas Queen, it's definitely the Queen that's the most danger, but for this fight, I'd actually say this guy with the paralysis is the bigger threat. Because the Queen is just so easy to read and know to avoid. Just as long as you're not directly in front of it, you're pretty well safe. What do we get? Cortex, Concentrate, Hard Claw, Hard Horn from the Seltas, Moonlash, and a couple Hard Claws, and a Queen Maw. Those are probably going to be needed for quite a few upgrades. There we go. Yeah, so that was no Crown Largest, and now on Expeditions, and that wraps her up pretty well in a little bow. I'll probably have to farm her and regular Seltas Queen for a few materials and stuff. But it was interesting to actually see. It's a subspecies that I think could use a little more done with her. I think maybe more so making her a bit more brutal, so that way it uses the Desert Seltas almost say like a mace or a wrecking ball, where she uses it in its tail and tries to slam and sweep. Try to make it a little bit more distinct from the regular Seltas Queen. But let's take a look at the gear. I gotta say, I actually don't like it as much as the regular Seltas, and I think it's because you kind of lose some of the contrast and colors. Like, it all just kind of mutes down to blend is... It's not as visually distinct with the different colors. Like, you've got some more orange, white, and green shades. Here, you basically just have a lot of shades of yellow and a little bit of orange. As for what it gives, Destroyer Sheathing, Pellet Up, Crag Shot Plus. That is not very good for bow... Maybe... I don't think it's really that good for a set. The Guard Up, Destroyer Loading, Stamina, Recover, however, would probably be pretty good for a Gun Lance set. Yeah, I don't see this really working for any of the bowguns that well. I mean, I guess the artillery plus the Krag and Destroyer would make it for maybe a rapid-fire Krag build, but I don't think heavy bowgun would make too much use out of some of them. I mean, I guess you could use heavy bowgun for a Destroyer or a sticky build, maybe. But yeah, I do think if you're going to go for Desert Seltas Queen, you want to go because it's a Gun Lancer set. And let me just check weapons. I don't know if there'll be anything to show off to make with their stuff. It doesn't really look like it. Yeah, nothing really there. No, that doesn't really need, nor does that. I was just looking around to see if there would be anything that would be really distinct for, like, Desert Seltas Queen, but it doesn't really look like it. Okay, let me see what I need for materials for making some upgrades. So, Seltas Queen parts to get the next Tetsukabra upgrade there. Okay, I thought... Oh, actually, if I can get more of the fins, I might be able to make this right now. The upgraded Captain Verde. And this actually has... It's not bad pierce capacity. It's about a little lacking from what I have in this one right now, so I might have to debate whether I'll actually make that or not. And I think when it comes to heavy bowguns, I know I'm switching through them pretty quick, but I don't think there's anything else I need these Seltas materials for. Oh, maybe right there if I want to get the next level of the Plum Domio Hermitor, but I'm not in a hurry to really get that. And then the Azure Buster here, which is the next step of the Tidal Najarala, would need a few Cortexes. But that one, I think, is more of a... Yeah, that's a normal and pellet one, so I don't know if I'd use it that much. Maybe I'd use it for the normal in, like, a normal build, but definitely nothing pellet-wise. And then looking through these... I think it's actually the Plesioth Light Bowgun has some... Oh, no, actually, that is fully upgraded to wherever I can, so I must have already gotten the last upgrade I needed with it. But there is the Machine Straver here that will need Seltas Queen Maws. So I'll see about maybe trying to get those in my spare time. And that's about it for right now from what I can... Velostrum Hardcore. Oh, I forgot that there's probably a Velocidrome and G-Rank to hunt now. I can't remember if I've done one or not. I don't think so, so that might actually be another monster I have to try unlocking to show off eventually in the series. It's just that there's so many monsters and they're not in the most straightforward of ways to actually unlock and show off in videos that can be a little hard to remember them all. Oh, more news on two Hell Hunters. After I finished yesterday's sweeping, found them and overheard them talking. Hey, partner, that Lunastra should be somewhere on the other side of the Everwood. Don't forget that Ash and Lash on long. But on the way through the Everwood, a Diablo showed up. The two looked at it, one of them said, a Diablos, piece of cake. But then one of them looked like he got a stomachache, so they ignored the monster and sprinted out of the Everwood. I want to follow them, but that Diablos is still in the way. Could you sweep it out of the Everwood for me, Hunter? Put in a request called Harebrained Hell Hunters. Let me know when the path's all clean. Yeah, so we'll probably be able to have another hunting poll go up, because I think we've got a number of options now. I just want to check if that is a caravan quest or that's actually a gathering hub quest. No, okay, that is a caravan one. Yeah, so we've got Diablos is one, Black Gravios is another, Brute Tigrex is one, and then there's the double hunt of a Stygian Zenogre and a Brachydios. So we do have a few options that will be able to warrant us to go after hunting pole. And then these, yeah, some of these I'll just tackle on my own. So 1, 2, 3. So we got about 4 options to choose from. Basically, it's going to be which is the odd one out we don't showcase next episode. Or next week, sorry. But yeah, overall, aside from just being a little rough with not knowing what Desert Seltas Queen was doing, the simplest advice is just not to be in front of her, and you'll be pretty well fine. Watch out for Desert Seltas' paralysis stuff, because that's the bigger danger, and you probably will be able to handle it rather easily. But thank you guys so much for joining me on this episode of Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate G-Rank Edition. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure to leave them comments right down below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please think about doing so. Every little step and every subscriber helps build us towards that 1,000 goal. And once we can hit that, I want to expand the channel to get into streaming, more videos, some other projects. Basically, I just need to get a little proof of concept that we're getting somewhere, and then we'll go from there. So it would help if you guys do appreciate, or it would help if you guys do subscribe if you haven't already, and I'd really appreciate it. But for now, we are good to wrap things up here. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until I see you in the next video, hunters and survivors, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.